Hey guys, we're on here. Hey guys, Michelle Gallier from Functional Medicines here, soon to be F8 Well Centers. I don't know if Doc has mentioned that, but anyhow, I am here today to talk to you about the importance of, we talk all the time, and Dr. Gallier talks all the time, and if you're a patient of ours, we talk all the time about the importance of what we put into our body, right? And we talk about how blood sugar is affected and how our liver and our gut is affected and thyroid, and we talk about that all the time, right? But what's not touched on as often is what we put on our bodies, and our hair and our skin is just as important. If you're going through the program of detoxifying your system, you want to also look at the things you're putting on your body. So this is something that I've focused on a lot over the years, and it really came to a head for me when I was going through my health stuff, and I was taking out, I'd already been off gluten for, gosh, I don't know, it was back in college and undergrad or graduate school, so anyhow, just a couple years ago, like 5 years ago. So a few years back, I went off gluten, and when I found that I was having autoimmune and a lot of issues that can be caused by food allergens and reactions from foods that I'm eating, I thought, well, I'm already not eating it. How is that possible? But I realized that the things I was putting on my body still had gluten in them and still had some toxins in them. And so that was affecting my health and actually creating some of the autoimmune reactions. So it mattered to me what I was putting on my body, and I started doing a lot of research where, to the point, I was using natural products, but they still had things in it that I was reacting to. And so I started actually calling companies and saying, are your products gluten-free? Do you have wheat in your products? You know, I actually researched all the companies that I was using and whittled down which ones would work for me. And in that process, I started finding companies, you know, that work for me and what don't. And I started doing a lot of research into what is healthier for our body and what is really causing a lot of harm. So if you're looking to have a cleaner system and greater health and a liver that is functioning well, then you also want to make sure you're getting some of those toxins out of your system from your products. It's something that Doc said, I don't really touch on that very often, partly because he's a male and I use a few more products than he does, and anything that he does put on his body, I pretty much buy for him, right? So I make sure he's in the clean zone, but I'm the one who does the research to see what is in products. And I did start personally working with a company called Beautycounter. I also use a lot of different companies, you know, for products. But what I do like about is the research taught me that America, and I was going to get these numbers for you, I totally forgot them. I have my never list here, but America does not really regulate, the FDA does not regulate for toxic chemicals in our products versus Europe and other countries. They have a list of chemicals that are not allowed in their products, right? Well, some companies like Beautycounter and others are pushing for the FDA and for the government to start looking at some of these toxic chemicals and trying to get them out of our products, because, you know, the theory is a person shouldn't have to shop at like natural grocers or Whole Foods or online in order to be able to get products that don't make us sick. There should be products available for everyone at Walmart. Wherever you go, the products should not be making us sick. That would be great, right? So that's some of the companies are pushing for cleaner products. But there are for sure a lot of toxic and neurotoxic and disgusting chemicals out there in our products that you might be using on your body. So I would say pretty much if you're using conventional brands like a Lancome, Maybelline, all those regular brands, you are getting toxins and like sometimes neurotoxins and liver function, gut repping, and some of them are endocrine disruptors. A lot of the fragrances out there are actual endocrine disruptors that are going to affect your hormones. I don't know if they lead to infertility issues. That is one of the cards on the table in some of the research. Carcinogenic cancer-causing, known cancer-causing products or chemicals are put in our products and used. And so we have to be aware. We have to start reading labels and pay attention to what's going not just in our food but on our skin, because yes, it gets into your body through your skin. The skin is a barrier, but it's not that much of a barrier. When I was using products with gluten in it on my hair, you know, it still went in my hand, into my porous hand, onto my hair, and into your very, very porous scalp. And so I was still having autoimmune reactions from that, like I was eating gluten. It was still going into my body from my skin and scalp. So you have to be aware of what you're putting on your body. Start reading labels. I do love that Beautycounter has this Never list, and you can look it up on their website. And products, there are chemicals that they would never put in, like formaldehyde, obviously, but parabens, phthalates, sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, synthetic fragrance and flavors, toluene, triclosan. Triclosan, remember that antibacterial they put in all the soap, and then they said, oops, that was a bad idea. Yeah, that was a good one. So hydroquinone, methyl. So if you can't read it, you probably don't need to be putting it on your body or in your body, right? So I love this little Never list. You can find it on the Beautycounter website. Another app that I have, and I think website as well, is the EWG, the Environmental Working Group. You can go to the app if you have it. I think it's on the website too, because I have the little app. And you can put in or look up products that you use. You can look up the brand, and it will tell you they took their time to break down how many things are what level of danger for you. So certain, you know, they have a lot of the major brands, and most of the natural brands. There are some still that are not on there because they just, I don't know, they didn't enter their stuff to be graded by the EWG. But the Environmental Working Group will tell you what products have what toxins in it. Ladies, I'm gonna tell you, you gotta be careful with hair dyes, with hair coloring and stuff like that. It's just like, I hope you wouldn't put red dye number such and such Kool-Aid into your child. Be mindful of the dyes you're putting into your scalp and your hair, right? So be mindful of where toxins are coming into your system. If they are coming into your hair or skin, they're going in and needing to be detoxified through your liver. So you want to counteract that by making sure your liver is functioning really well, right? So what else can I say? The products, really want to be mindful of what's going in. What other brands? The natural grocery stores, unfortunately, they have a lot of clean brands. Sunscreen is another one. You're going to want to look for a zinc oxide based. A lot of the chemicals in sunscreens are known carcinogens. And I don't know. I don't know if that caused the skin cancer wearing the sunscreen or if it was exposure to the sun. Exposure to the sun is a natural part of life and earth and gives us vitamin D. We certainly don't want to overdo it. You can burn. You can get damage from too much sun. I know that I'm super sensitive to the sun. I had sun poisoning when I was a kid, and so I'll react. I'll burn, I'll blister if I'm in the sun for too long. But a healthy amount of sun gives us the vitamin D that we need for a healthy immune system, right? And so when we know what our max amount of sun time is, you want to be using a natural sunscreen for that other time. When you don't want to be getting too much sun, you want to use the zinc oxide based. And what is the other one? GABA is questionable, but the zinc based, not chemical based. And yeah, look for, if you have worked with us or worked with doing some sort of allergy testing, you want to look for that in your products as well. So for me, I do react to tapioca, and so even when I have my gluten-free products, I have to make sure there's no tapioca in it as well, because I'll react to that. Because, you know, if you're taking lipstick and putting it on your mouth with foods that you can't eat, yeah, you're getting dosed. So you're going to have a reaction. So you want to just always be reading labels. I will post the Never list on the comments here so you know what to kind of look for, and I will post my Beautycounter connection if you're interested in that. I don't push it very hard. I just kind of buy products for myself. But they are a beautiful, beautiful based company, and I love what they're doing for getting healthy products into everyone's hands so that all products out there, in theory, could be able to be used without, you know, toxic chemicals, without neurodisruptors, without endocrine disruptors, without allergens, and, you know, without making ourselves sick. So that's my short, quick tidbit today, is make sure you're looking at what you're putting on your body. And what does that include? And your babies, you know, so skin, lotions, soaps, shampoos, conditioners, makeup, of course, sunscreens. Look at what you are putting on, just like you begin looking at what you're putting in, right? This is going to affect liver and gut health endocrine health, cortisol health, hormones. So it matters what we put on our skin, and I hope you have a wonderful, lovely day. That's my tidbit.